Hello there, this has been a long time video, and this is the only place in my entire house that is not chaotic. So this is just a zen corner because the rest is chaos. Since my last video when I was doing piano, which is over there out of frame, there's been a lot of changes. I guess it was about 6 months before COVID kicked in. I lost my father and I basically stopped being able to do much of anything at that time. And I even recorded a video about it, and I couldn't even bring myself to watch it to do the editing, so that never got posted. I'm now in a house and it's a lot of work. So basically everything I own, save from one room, is in the living room, where I am also sleeping on the couch because I have the floors all torn up. So yes, it's been a whole thing. But the reason I'm making this video is because I got a guitar. That's part of the reason I am back so far, so this girl can be in frame. So this is a lag. And the thing I noticed first, because I was absolutely not going to get a light colored guitar, like totally not, and you can see how well that worked. Anyway, I was trying a bunch of different guitars at Guitar Center, and I basically wanted a dark guitar, darker than this, or blue. And that's not what happened. But as you can see, this is actually a very, very nicely made guitar. The pegs are actually black instead of silver. And lag, I've never heard of before. And yes, I know my head is cut off because I want you to look at the guitar. Lag was originally designed in France. And like everything else, I believe it's made in China, but that's just a really nice fingerboard. And then this detailing here around the sound hole, this makes me think of, like, I don't know, something Norwegian. You can see that nice grain on the top. Like, everything is just top notch. And like I said, I wasn't even going to try any light color guitars, but this one was actually like pale, almost like a blonde, like a platinum blonde guitar. And so what I did is I ignored the black sunburst, maybe black burst flame maple top guitar that was just calling to me the second I went to the room, because it was above what I was trying to pay. This turned out to be the exact same amount, but as I was playing them and having the guy that was helping me play them, the acoustics on this, it just blew it out of the water. And the only reason I picked this one up is because I saw that flash of the like blonde top that was actually really pale. And then I noticed these sides, which reminded me of a violin because they were almost holographic, reflective. And I wasn't trying to get anything with electronics, but everything basically has electronics. Here's the strap I got, which has nothing to do with the guitar, but it looks nice. So anyway, several $100s later, I got my guitar. And also the reason that I'm logging this is because I started playing for the first time yesterday. And also, yes, the sound, it's very nice on this. You can tell even when strumming. And I won't tell you the saga of the dark colored Eastman that was actually $100 cheaper, that sounded just beautiful and brought a tear to my eye when the guy was playing something on it. But when I play this one, I feel more. So it's more fun to play for some reason, even though it's slightly inferior to the Eastman, and it might just be matter of preference for what you're looking in for sound. But this guitar was able to do, like, let's say staccato notes, just like bang, and I couldn't get that on the Eastman. It was very soft spoken, and it just felt not fulfilling. And I realized that if I want to be able to play some of the stuff I will probably be learning on this, stuff that gets a little more grungy, I can't really pull off that sound with the Eastman. So I paid the extra money, I got this one. I'm very happy with the ultimate decision I made. And yeah, just, this is perfect. There is not anything sticking out. It's just lovely. And even though this doesn't have the typical dots you would notice on here, they are on the side. You can sort of see them. Yeah, right there. And you know, that's fine. Like, you really don't need more than that unless it's a pet peeve. So yeah, I started playing yesterday. I got 2 books, which I will show them off. I'll have to pause and go grab them. But the one is a chord book and it's visual chords, which I think once I get some more playing in, it'll be really helpful. And then the other one's a beginner book, and it's actually really good. They start you off slow, like learning 3 notes on the same string, and then the exact same finger positions for another string, and then putting them together in kind of rhythms that sound like a song. So yeah, I'm feeling really good about that. So I know I'm saying so a lot, my apologies. I wanted to chronicle my progress, kind of like so I can look back and see how absolutely terrible this stage is from the perspective of somebody who knows more what they're doing, which will be future me. But for right now, I mean, I feel very happy with where I'm at, so that'll be funny. And yeah, anybody who's interested in following along this guitar journey, I will get back to piano and violin. Part of the issue with that was I was taking some lessons. I hadn't found a teacher I really liked that felt helpful, you know, that it wasn't just kind of like feeling like a waste of time. I wanted somebody where it was like, you know, the information was coming hard and fast, and then you had a lot to study and work on before you come back. Like, that's good teaching to me. I've had teachers like this before. I just need to find that teacher up here. So violin has taken a pause because of COVID, which is never ending. So yeah, I don't know. And then even in these couple years off of piano, I've been doing things to strengthen my left hand and get more articulation and yeah, just build up the muscles. So in a way, I haven't completely quit. I just haven't been practicing on the piano, which is basically, I know that sounds like quitting, but I have had it in mind. I have been trying to be more ambidextrous because that was really my sticking point for piano. I could play things with my left, I could play things with my right, but when I put them together, my brain explodes. So yeah, it's just like an atom ripping itself apart. Like, that's where I was at. So yeah, I will come back to all of this. And I also will not speak about the tiny little kalimba I got for $10 because it was discounted and it sounds gorgeous. It's one of those plink plink thumb thingies. And also lyres are very interesting. It's Lyres. It's like those mini harps. And yeah, those are cool, especially if you want to get into strings. So I am sort of checking that out, and I'm not going to talk about it. This is going to be guitar only for now, but I just wanted to mention it. So I'm going to go get those books and show them off, and then show off my amazing stellar playing at this stage, which I'm very happy I know how to read music. It's just a little rusty, but if I hadn't, I would be a lot further behind before this. Hey, this is editing me. For the sake of getting this out, I'm not going to do much in the way of edits. I'm just going to kind of string it together. So if I don't have a lot of pauses ripped out and I say or usually so a lot, I do apologize, but I haven't posted in several years, so I'm just going to quick and dirty get this thing out. Okay, book number 1. This, I don't know if it's backwards for you. I'll have to flip it and edit if it is, but this is the picture chord book. So it has pictures like this, and it shows you the multiple ways you can accomplish a certain note. I started with C because I was pretty sure that was a beginning one. So they do give you a little rundown of what stuff means if you're like a total beginner like I am. And basically, yeah, I made notes for myself on there, which finger is which. And this is the cheat sheet. Number 1. I just didn't want to assume that because that's where you get in trouble. Anyway, it shows the frets, which are the lines, and then these are your fingers. And yeah, this is just, it's very helpful. So here is C, and they show you 4 different ways you could accomplish this sound. So I thought that was really helpful because certain hand positions are very difficult for certain people. I definitely found that with violin and a little bit with piano. And yeah, this is just like a lot of these things, and it's a pretty sizey book. But yeah, I think that will be awesome. Just not now. I started with that, and then this became way easier. So here is the entire book. Both of these are from Guitar Center, by the way, and they are made by Proline, I guess. So I guess they've got some kind of audio. I didn't look at that. That's like reading instructions. Okay, blah, 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 parts of the guitar. I'll show you in case you want to see. I didn't really look at that either. I'd already gone online to figure out everything because I had questions. And let's see. Oh, if I had read the instructions, I would have seen the numbering of the hand, but I didn't. I found some better diagrams online, and I saved pictures for like tuning your guitar. And the strings are Eddie 8 Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. But the thing I didn't know is that goes in the order of the thickest string down to the thinnest string. So I made some notes for myself. And okay, this is the first exercise. I might be lying. Let me see. No, that's just teaching you how to read notes and rhythm. Okay, this is the first training. So this is showing you that the tiny string at the bottom, the thinnest one, when you pluck it, it's E. And then when you put your index finger down on the first fret, it goes up to F. And then you skip a fret and you put a finger on the third, and that becomes G. So now you know 3 whole notes, and they start having you put that together with actually reading music. And what they call rhythm, it's just the length of the notes. And then we progress to things like this. First song, second song, third song. Song is used very loosely. And then this is actually starting to sound like something, as is this. And yeah, it got very encouraging to get there. So I stopped a little bit after we got 3 notes on the next string, and basically it's the same placement, so that's like really easy to remember. And all of them, if you go from that second string they teach you, you can go 6 notes in a row, and it's a chromatic scale, part of 1. So I'm going to record myself doing these songs just for posterity, I guess. And yeah, that will be guitar day 1, even though this is technically 2, but I'm not going to practice. FYI, don't mind the overalls and the funny shirt. This is because I have to paint some rooms later, so that'll be fun. The guitar should be pretty much tuned up from yesterday. If anything sounds off, it's because I'm not wasting some time on that for now. I mean, this is like simple stuff, so there's really no point. And I can see that I need to zoom out a little bit because you won't be able to see the whole guitar. So I'll be right back. Okay, I would say about 0 about this setup is actually any good for playing guitar. I have a chair with arms on it and a freaking table in the corner right behind me. This will just have to do for now, I guess. So here's just the open strum. I think it sounds very nice. Now this model is I think it's a Tramonte. Tramontane, there we go. And it's the T88ACE. They call this their concert model or auditorium model or something like that. And it's not the lowest level, but I've heard on other videos that the lower models are actually quite good. So that's nice to know. So, first position. This is called First Song. And that dead sound, I guess, is when you don't press hard enough. So that's something that I don't get that press hard enough on this first fret. It's a little difficult, and it puts a dent there, which feels excellent. And that's my other thing I keep doing. I keep hitting the next string up, which is, I believe that was B. And that's just learning where your hands are, I guess. And that was totally the wrong note. Yeah, it's super rough. I mean, that's pathetic. I had that yesterday, but it's just muscle memory. The distance between the frets, that's something that I have to get ingrained and had to get used to that stretch. And one of the things, don't you dare cat, no, is that you can just leave the first one down and put the next one down. And I'm arcing this won't be rearing back like a Tyrannosaur, but yeah, you can just leave that down there. It can speed you up, but there we go. Without much effort, I got super great lines on my fingers. You may be wondering, why in God's name are you strumming with your hands when you could be using a pick? All I can say is, I don't know, I feel like it. And again, my head is cut off because I'm trying to focus on the guitar. I feel like a sock puppet. Okay, so going to an actual real song, they just sort of go like that. They're all based off of that first string. And the thing that they do in their progressions is they stop doing as many longer notes and they do different patterns. Like here's 3-note rock. And then spiraling downward. Keep thinking downward spiral, but spiraling downward is, that was wrong. It was, okay, here we go for real. Wrong string. I have to really work on like what my hanging arm is doing because it just kind of like pops up. Okay, let's see. Got you couldn't hear that, sorry. Cat. Yes, I'm distractible, and having a cat inching forward staring at me, it just is, it's not helping. Can't wait to have an actual room to be in for this. Okay. Try this again. Like I said, documenting the slow, excruciating progress. And that mess up was not pressing hard enough on that first note, or first finger. Okay. This is a more complicated one. Not that it sounds complicated. All right, try this one more time. It really helps me when I'm thinking in terms of the notes that they actually are. When I was practicing earlier, I was saying them out loud, like E, F, G, E, F, G, and I guess it's just E, F, G forever on this one, but when you're trying to read it, it's like, it doesn't necessarily look that way to your brain. Here's the one, spiraling downwards. So yeah, if it's like, oh, I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, that doesn't feel as difficult as, you know, trying to make sure you're reading each note and going note by note. And from doing violin, I found what's helpful is to be reading a note or two ahead. And that just, it takes a little practice, a little gearing back up into that. Okay, for real. Okay, that was so terrible. We're gonna start over. Okay. Anyway, that was just way better yesterday. This is like the epic fail of practicing right here. But you know what? Some days you just suck at it more, and you know, when you decide to film yourself, I'm sure it just, you know, no pressure. But I was actually playing Ode to Joy yesterday. I got through the next set of strings and all of these first, third, whatever songs, and I was working on Ode to Joy, and I felt real good about it. And then today it's like, step 1, step 1.2. So let me pop this back up so I have a face again. So that is day 1 with guitar, and day 1 feels more like day 0 because I was better yesterday.